Hey guys, welcome to the Week 11 wrap-up. I figured I'd do something a little different this week. I'd send you guys a video instead of the usual emails. So here goes nothing. First matchup we're going to discuss is Bad Motherfuckers against the Explosive Flacco-Lanch. Jimmy pretty much dominated me. He's had the great fortune of drafting Peyton Manning this year, who's pretty much carried him all the way through every week. He's got a 10-1 record right now. He has a first-round bye. Great job, Jimmy. Looking at some things, it was pretty amazing to notice that Jimmy's the only team in the league that has gotten great production out of his first three picks, with McCoy, Lynch, and Manning. No other team has really gotten as much production out of their top three picks as Jimmy has. The next closest person I would have to say would probably be TP, which is pretty surprising. With Alfred Morris, Demaryius Thomas, and Andre Johnson. So this week, Jimmy was able to dominate. He had a monster pickup with Fleener. He was able to get 70 points from his main three guys of Manning, Lynch, and McCoy. Against, they're projected to get 39 points, so they almost doubled their output. With that, I had no chance. It's pretty much done. Jimmy, enjoy your first round bye. Great job. Next matchup we have is the No Romo against the Show Me Your TDs. Drew was able to give Bogus, a run for his money. No thanks pretty much to Gary Kubiak, who didn't do Drew any favors by pulling Keenan, his best chance of winning this game, and putting in pick six Schaub. But Drew was able to get a little bit of help from Harry Douglas, a little bit of junk time scoring, along with a great play from Rashard Jennings, who got him 23.8 points. This was pretty much a brutal loss for Bogus, who had all but one player underperform. No one would have ever guessed that his overachieving player was Ryan Matthews, as overachieving and Ryan Matthews are pretty much oxymorons. They should never go together. Next matchup we have is 80 degrees when I tell a bitch please, and Joe Buck yourself. This has been a brutal year for T-Bess. T-Bess, man, I'm sorry for you. You're right there with me at the bottom dwellers. You're trying to not have to pay the extra $50. I do have to say that you probably had the best selection of keepers available to you. Could have gone AP, could have gone Peyton Manning. You ended up going with Doug Martin. Doug Martin ended up getting hurt. Didn't help your cause, and everything pretty much has fallen apart from there. J-Mo's still kind of fighting for a playoff spot. It's good for him. When we actually look at career records, J-Mo sits at the top of the league, which is pretty surprising. I didn't think that he'd been doing this great, but hey, congrats, J-Mo. This week you were able to just kind of ride high with Antonio Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, and Matt Stafford. Those three guys dominated for you. I mean, there's 70 points again for you from three guys. Even though Trent Richardson's been doing nothing for you, you've been able to overcome that and still manage to be at 5-6 right there in the hunt. T-Bess at 3-8, like I said, you were able to put in Nick Foles, who got you 20 points. It's more than any of my quarterbacks have gotten me any week this week. So congrats on that. Probably could have started Cam Newton, would have gotten you another 11 points, but it wouldn't have done you any good. As the main thing, it was a brutal showing right here from Emmanuel Sanders. Ended up getting hurt, not playing. Cost you pretty much a lot of points there. Next matchup we have is actually pretty much a tight one. Would have never guessed that it would be Breasting My Balls and Steinballers fighting out, both of them now at 7-4, sitting in second place and basically duking it out for second place in a first round bye. What can I say? TP, you've been doing a great job. A little bit of luck, maybe not. I mean, you've been riding Alex Smith for quite a bit, and Boom, look at that, another 24 points from him. A decent showing from Andre Johnson, but you know what? I have to say that you were Kubiak as well. If Kubiak doesn't take out Case Keenum, he probably ends up at least throwing one touchdown to Andre Johnson. Instead, Andre Johnson ended up walking away from the field, pissed off like the rest of us. Didn't end up doing anything. Right there's 10 points that ended up costing you. Steinballers, what can I say? You've been doing pretty great. RG3's carried you. A little junk time touchdowns and a little bit of play. Vincent Jackson's been a monster. No Sean Moreno's pretty much fallen off. It's about time to maybe start cutting bait with him, but Seattle's monster defense has been riding high for you and carrying you all the way through to hopefully a second round bye for you. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this could probably be the first time that you'll make the playoffs. So congrats. Next we've got Shave Percy against Sad Handsjob. This was actually another close matchup. It's only a 13-point difference between the two. This puts both players are still in the playoff hunt. Matter, you just showed Juice again that you're better at him at one more thing besides cornhole. Fantasy football is the other thing. So Juice, you probably disagree with me on that, but you're the third person to get Gary Kubiak with Denard Hopkins just doing nothing. 1.2 points. A horrible showing for you. He probably cost you the game right there, and what can I say? It was probably Kubiak that cost you the game. With Matter, what can I say? Johnson's just been a monster. 34.9 points. Megatron's doing it all for you. It doesn't even matter for you that Reggie Bush ended up basically not playing most of the game because they were scared that he's going to get hurt again, which is probably something that'll happen right around the corner. Victor Cruz actually had a good showing, but you were able to pull this one out, and that's all that matters. A lot of games like this end up helping you, so you're still right there in the hunt. The last matchup is the highly debated trade this week. It seemed to be that Jay Den has definitely a man crush for Flynn. It's his second time he's actually traded players to him. This time could have lost him the game, but it didn't seem like he had much of a chance anyways. AJ Green didn't do anything, 1.7 points. Not going to get it done. Flynn didn't really need the players that he got. Andrew Luck, Josh Gordon, and Deshaun Jackson, all three showed up, along with Ray Rice, probably his only showing of the year. So keeps Flynn with a slim hope and slowly moves Jay Den out of the playoff picture. I'd like to point out one thing, that Roddy White would have done absolutely nothing had he not caught a garbage time touchdown at the very, very end to basically save a little bit of face in this game. But yeah, so we've got a great matchup, week 12, second to last week before we get into the playoffs. Some of us, like myself, are fighting for the consolation and the ever coveted or not coveted first place, first overall pick. But we'll see. Good luck again, everybody, and we'll see you next week.